Hello and welcome to High Vibe Astrology. This is Jennifer, back with a video on today's fall equinox. For the sake of time, I was going to forego the astrology and just share an oracle message I received that is taken from the Mayan oracle deck. But the wisdom from the cards connects so profoundly to the chart itself, which is no surprise, of course, that I am going to include a little bit about the chart shortly for you. But I do want to say that I will be reading this chart as an event chart, including the angles as they appear for my location. And just to comment once again on that approach, my guidance has been very clear lately that what we experience from our subjective lens and point of view is the mini-universe. It is a microcosm of the great mystery unfolding around us. So it is right, it is relevant and healing to share from that perspective because it holds all other perspectives within it. When we focus on the outer world first, we can lose our focus and perspective on what is true within our own personal lives. And if we lose that, we lose our center and we become a chaotic and incoherent vibration to the world around us. But with a strong center and core, which represents our sun sign, our solar expression, then we instinctually know what to take in through that lens and what to let go of. So in that spirit, I'm sharing my perspective through this event chart and encourage you to exercise your own discernment, wisdom, and instincts to know what is true for you and what is not. When you hear the Mayan oracle message, I believe you will see the correlation for this subjective approach I'm talking about with respect to divination interpretation. What one individual experiences and expresses as truth ignites authentic truth within the all. So this is new myth from the Mayan oracle. The qualities are personal myth, metamyth, purpose, miracle on earth, new golden octave, path of innocence, present moment. And here's the message. Child of the sun, you are being called to wakefulness, to your place in the new myth. A great miracle is coming for planet Earth, and the time is now. A new consciousness will be created by the children of the sun as they ascend with the earth to a new place among the stars. A new harmonic of light and sound, a golden octave, is being sounded on earth, ringing in the frequencies of ecstasy, union, and unconditional love. Child of the sun, why did you come to earth? You are the miracle of the new myth unfolding. You came to earth with a purpose, a plan, a master blueprint encoded in your feelings. Live in harmony with that plan. Open your world to the great mystery. You are being asked to view your experiences from a mythical standpoint so that you remember your connection to the larger pattern. Notice the metaphors of your daily life. The key to your personal myth is presenting itself. Your everyday world is infused with a vast mosaic of metaphorical meaning. Everything you do is relevant in the creation of your personal myth, as well as the larger metamyth. From now on, there are no more roadmaps, no more creeds, no more philosophies. From here on, your direction comes straight from the universe, moment by moment. This is the path of innocence, the path of trust. Here, each step is walked only once, and the universe speaks to the voice of the present. Feel the key to the kingdom in your heart. Know that, like the pool of the heavenly bodies, love is neither taken nor given, but discovered and allowed. No one is without love, for love is the force that holds universes together. By simply embodying love, you are living the new myth that will create the wave home. Surrender to love and awaken, child of the sun. The second card I pulled was Ahau. It's Ahau. And it is a direct echo of the child of the sun from the new myth that I just read. Its qualities are union, wholeness, ascension, unconditional love, solar mastery, Christ consciousness, language of light, ecstasy, limitless bliss, crown of creation. I am that I am. This mantra of Ahau is a meditation for accessing the I am presence that contains great power and universal truth. Ahau is the mystery unveiled, the simplicity of unconditional love and limitless bliss. Known by many names, Ahau is the solar lord, the mind of light, the center that is also your center. Ahau is your solar home, the great central sun. Ahau is a reminder that you are at every moment in the center of all that is. In your journey of remembrance, you are crafting a light body to return to a home to the stars that you never really left. Return as a child of the sacred to the great central sun. You are the crown of creation, infused with the blueprint of solar mind. You are a God seed, the reflection of cosmic consciousness. You are love made visible. Discover the simple secret encoded in Ahau's starglyph. You are unconditional love, the stone of the indestructible liberation. Radiate that knowing in all your thoughts and actions. Love all of creation. Join the dance of light, the fundamental constant of nature, and shine forth the clarity of your true essence. There is great power in simply identifying with the light, as above, so below. You are in God, and God is in you. As you express unconditional love, you become more than you previously perceived yourself to be. You become illumined, the full manifestation of your divinity. In the embrace of your humanity, accept yourself and others unconditionally. Magnify your full presence. Ahau will come in myriad forms to assist you. Be limitless. Accept and understand the nature of judgment, fear, light, and dark within yourself and others. Love and accept yourself and others as you are, freed from previous boundaries. You are the dawning of the solar age. Now we find ourselves in a great awakening. We have the opportunity to retrace our steps, to return to union with original cause. We who have deepened the illusion of separation are now poised to retrieve what seemed to be lost forever. Through the gift of rebirth and ascension, we are reclaiming our original state of union with God. We are going home. You are the embodiment of solar consciousness right now. In the course of this rebirth, you will experience your God self, your essence self. In doing so, you will become fluent in a symbolic means of communication called the language of light, the living language of light. This vibrational language is the native tongue of your essence self. It is characterized by direct transmissions of light essence, vibration frequency exchanges, and light pulses that transform on a cellular level, assisting in the creation of your light body. It expresses through feelings such as ecstasy, transcendence, communion, and unconditional love, as well as through symbols, patterns, colors, tones, metaphors, and mudras. The way in which it communicates will be slightly different for everyone, but its basic building blocks are feelings. The language of light also speaks through many other spiritual pathways, including clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and intuition. These abilities, which together comprise your spiritual compass, are your birthright in a how. By embodying your solar self, you become master of two worlds, the world of human form and the world of the spirit. Duality then becomes a simple matter of physics. You can live in the world of form without being limited by it. And so I think I'll leave it there for the message from a how. There is much more, but it so poignantly connects with today's fall equinox, the balancing of duality, solar lunar energies, the yin and yang, the polarities within each one of us, and how we can gain equilibrium by strengthening the inner core of the heart and allowing that to be what guides us forward. And by illuminating what is in our own heart, we are igniting the hearts in all of humanity and all of life around us. So I decided to do the astrology portion for this video a little bit differently. This chart truly does fortify the message I just shared in the beginning of this video that comes from the Mayan oracle about us embodying the solar expression, which is our sun sign in astrology. However, it's a different perspective for each one of us. But when we are able to integrate all of the energies within our natal chart and navigate through that lens with the understanding that the wholeness, the unified wholeness in the integration process through our embodying in fullness what our solar expression is, that is how we actually elevate or activate the highest vibration in other solar expressions, in other people around us, in the world around us, essentially. And what is fascinating about this chart is that we have Leo rising. Leo, of course, represents the heart. It is ruled by the sun. And the sun and Leo's natural domain is the fifth house, which is innocence, playfulness, reasons to celebrate life. It's the inner child and children. And, as the Bible says in other ancient, I don't know if it's in other ancient texts, but a little child will lead us. That little child is what is being uncovered throughout our journey. So even though each one of us has a different sun sign, or we have, several people with the same sun sign, the configuration, the constellation that actually represents our natal signature or frequency, if you will, is going to be different, completely different for or even in the case of twins, okay, who are born seconds or minutes apart and their natal configuration is nearly identical. It's the consciousness of that soul, of that individual, that brings the chart to life in a very unique way to that person. So each one of us has a unique lens, in other words, but when we fully embody that expression, we are living out our unified wholeness, which is being the child of the sun. Um, it's becoming the living Trinity, the living embodiment of divine mother, father, creator, of the yin and yang polarities that have to be fluid, that need to be exchanging energy in order to create a third expression. And we are the third expression of divine Mother, Father, God, of the Creator in this dance of polarity. So we have to understand that and it's interesting because we do have Leo rising, which reverts back to the sun. And the sun today, of course, at the fall equinox, has just moved into the sign of Libra, which is all about balancing solar and lunar energies, masculine, feminine energies, yin, yang, light, shadow, etc. All of those polarities. And if we are looking at life and living life only from the physical, tangible standpoint, then it's linear. It's only what we see, it's only what appears. And that's very much like these scales. There's a line underneath the scales, which represents the physical realm or linear reality. However, what today's message is calling us to remember is that as the living Trinity, as the living embodiment, the third expression of the divine masculine and feminine energies, we're adding that third expression, third solution, which is an expression of spirituality. So we're the physical embodiment of the spiritual expression, is what I'm trying to say. And in that expression, it's fluid, it's in motion. There must be a give and take process in these extremes or in these polarities, in the contrasts of light, shadow, yin, yang. And of course, at this time of the equinox, our sun sign, as we expand into it, grow into it, evolve in its expression, we have to remain fluid. We have to remain flexible. And the message from the Mayan oracle explains, and actually the sun energy itself is all about being in the present moment. It's receiving our cues on a moment to moment basis. It's being able to make change on a dime in, not so much impulsively, but instinctually. When we receive a spiritual impulse, we act upon it. But it's like the spirit of improvisation that allows the divine expression to come through our physical reality. And that's how we keep things in motion. And that is how we are able to maintain our equilibrium in this fall equinox. It is not through a one-dimensional linear physical perspective, but through it's the spiritual perspective that bleeds through, that informs our physical journey. And that's what actually keeps things in motion. In other words, that's what actually keeps things in balance, because we're not remaining stagnant in one view or the other. We have to have a give and take in order to maintain that equilibrium. So here we have Venus, the ruler of the sun in Libra, and also, of course, the dispositor of Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. Venus rules both Taurus and Libra. Taurus is about our values, our self-worth, self-esteem, and it's also how we use our voice to express our self-esteem, self-worth, and our values. These things are in the visible house of how we make our home in the world, how we interact in our community, in the world at large. But it's intercepted, so it's showing that we're still making our way, we're finding our own way. We haven't been given a role model, or at least if we've been given role models, we're not exactly liking the role models that have been shown to us. So we're intercepted signs are analogous to the North Node, uncharted territory, unfamiliar territory. We are having to establish our own pathway, build, which is a Taurus expression, to build our own way forward that really um, that really adds value to our life and to our perspective. Getting back to the sun in Libra, there is a mutual reciprocity here. Venus is in the sign Leo, which is naturally ruled by the sun. The sun is in the sign Libra, which is naturally ruled by Venus. So there is a natural reciprocity, at least by sign, but this really speaks to us attracting with Venus in the first house. We are concerned with changing our identity or behavior in ways that draw in what we value, truly love in a more spontaneous way, in a more playful way, and innocent way, because we're expressing it through the sign of Leo. It is the creative artist who is able to respond to life, respond to spirit on a moment to moment basis, and be able to express what we are experiencing through the lens of joy and gratitude. With a sun in Libra in the third house, there's something being illuminated with regard to what we have learned, what we are learning. It's a mutable air house. It's the house naturally ruled by Gemini. And Gemini is the magician, someone who's very versatile, someone who can learn many things, who's inquisitive and curious about many things. So, with the sun being in the third house, we are being asked to just get curious about many things, many subjects. And I also love that this sun is receiving a beautiful trine from Sedna in Gemini. Gemini, of course, rules the house that the sun is in. That's why I love the Mayan message that speaks so clearly in support of today's chart for the fall equinox, because it is about creating our own myth, rewriting a new myth that is going to work for everyone and take us into the new age, the new awakening, where each child of sun as a mini expression in this whole ocean of consciousness or divine consciousness we call God creator. There is a place for everyone, and everyone can find their purpose. All right, we have Aries on the midheaven, and we still have North Node in Aries, Chiron and Aries conjunct the North Node. So Venus at 18 degrees of Leo is making a perfect trine to Chiron at 18 Aries. And this is strengthening and fortifying the courage to be the pathfinder, be the pioneer, that is, and become strong in that in order to make their own determination. Yes, this resonates with me and will work for me, so I will take it into my laboratory and use it. Or, no, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't work for me. So I'm going to exclude it, at least for now. And the other thing that emphasizes the fifth house in this chart is, of course, the moon, the unconscious, intuitive self, the instinctual side of us, receiving safety and security in the actual area that is spontaneous, that celebrates life, that wants to play, that wants to respond emotionally in an uninhibited way. But of course, moon in Capricorn is slow and cautious, very deliberate, and likes structure. So Capricorn can restrict, the emotional response system. Let's call it cautious optimism with regard to responding to life from the inner child, from the space of a healed heart. But we do have Sagittarius on the fifth house cusp. And this, of course, is informed by Jupiter in Taurus in the 10th house. So Jupiter is expanding our self-worth, self-esteem, and values, which can be material, actual monetary values, monetary resources, or simply earthly resources, the environment. But it is expanding our values in the realm of living in harmony with the planet. So that is also something that is very important to the expression of the inner child at the time of this equinox. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to leave it here. I appreciate you tuning in today. I hope you found this valuable and helpful. I am not doing frequencies today. I ran out of time, but just know that you are a cosmic symphony. I trust you to embody your own solar expression, to come up with your own affirmations, and know that you don't have to hear the frequencies through the tuning forks in order to embody the essence. All of these planetary energies are frequencies that live within you. You truly do embody the new myth as it is unfolding through the as above, so below, as within, so without process. Until next time, this is Jennifer. Thanks for tuning in.